Hey guys, welcome back to this place. If you are new, welcome here for the very first time. I'm Carmen, and today we are watching season 1, episode 2 of Dark. I really loved and was intrigued by the first episode, so I'm super excited to continue this journey. I love a mystery. I love trying to figure things out. I'm not always great at it, not always spot on, kind of miss things a lot and just put the puzzle pieces together slightly wrong, but I love attempting to figure out what's going on. And so I have my notebook, I have my pen, I'm ready to write every single thing down, even if it's not relevant. I have done that for many years. When I was in school, I used to write down basically everything the teacher said just in case it could possibly be on the test, So yeah, there you go. That's kind of how I approach things. So last time we met Jonas. I'm still trying to get the names down, you guys. The pronunciation. I know what their names are. I just am not good at speaking them. We met him, and his father had when we first were introduced, his father was in the process of, And then 5 months later, and also a kid was missing, and then now another kid is missing, and it's from Winden Cave, and apparently this has happened before in 1986 with Ulrich's brother, and now it's Ulrich's son, so I wonder if there's something going on with Ulrich's family. I wonder if it has something to do with the power plant being closed down. I wonder if it has something to do with, time travel. I don't know. I don't know, but I'm excited to keep delving in and trying to figure out what it has to do with. So I'm going to stop rambling. Let's just watch the episode and then ramble afterwards about all of my 99 insane theories that will never come to fruition. Let's go. Do you think he's having another dream about his father?
Jonas.
What the fuck? Is he really awake this time?
Neben den Verbrennungen sind die Gehörgänge völlig zerstört. Auch das Innenohr ist völlig lediert und beide Trommelfelle sind geplatzt.
Why?
Extreme Lautstärke? Ja. Oder Druck, ausgelöst durch einen Sturzflug oder durch heftige Rotation, wie in einer Zentrifuge. Weißt du, was Otokonien sind? Winzige Steinchen in den Gehörgängen, die dafür sorgen, dass wir wissen, wo oben und unten ist.
So vertigo is when they get fucked up. That's... Or is he just... Is Bird Guy gonna be in here?
Erstmals, jetzt Mickel. Es ist genauso wie damals.
Why was there blood on your jumper, sir?
Der tote Junge ist weder Mikkel noch Erik.
Okay, so it
Das Kind
wasn't
ist
Eric.
entstellt, die Augenpartie völlig verbrannt.
He looks...
An seiner Kleidung ist überall rote Erde, aber nirgendwo bei der Fundstelle.
Okay.
Außerdem sieht es so aus, als hätte jemand den Jungen Sachen
Yeah,
aus der
80s.
In der Höhle, da ist eine Tür. Ich habe eine Tür gefunden.
Kann ich die kurz sprechen?
I don't think he's allowed to work the case, probably.
Ich beantrage den Durchsuchungsbefehl.
Good. I was gonna say, can you not, get a search warrant on the power plant? Clearly some shit is happening.
Die müssen heute noch verschwinden, Jürgen.
Get rid of what? Or who?
Und du redest mit niemandem. Verstanden?
Okay. So I don't think that the power plant is, kidnapping these children, but they're definitely doing some fucked up illegal shit.
Kann ich Ihnen behilflich sein?
Ich brauche ein Zimmer.
What if Birdman is Mads? Oh, it's a map? Or a bunch of drawings? Oh, both. I think that's from the beginning. Winden Caves.
Sie ist zumindest theoretisch durch diese Gravitationsanomalie das Biegen von Raum und Zeit möglich. Werden wir je in der Lage sein, durch ein schwarzes Loch zu reisen, um zu schauen, was dahinter liegt? Und welchen Preis würden wir bezahlen? Wie weit wird die Wissenschaft gehen?
Is that supposed to be a hint? Ma'am, in what world? Hannah. Chill.
Ich kann das nicht jetzt.
Clear, obviously. I wouldn't even think that you would have to say that to her, honestly. Where is the crossing? The crossing?
Ulrich!
Oh, it's just drugs.
Wir haben das zusammen gemacht. Erik und ich. Hier
Okay.
und da was verkauft an der Schule.
They're just two grieving dads. You know? Is that Eric? No, oh my god. What? Dead birds? A lot of dead birds. That's very concerning. It's a very old newspaper. Is that Mikael? When? Okay, he's coming out of the cave. The cave is a crossing. It's a portal through time. But when is it?
Ich wohne hier.
It's the 80s?
Ulrich. Und ich wohne hier. Willst du jetzt Wurzeln schlagen oder was? Du Spinner, bist am falschen Haus.
Hey Ulrich! Komm, wir müssen los.
Ja, Katharina, ich komme ja schon.
Is that his
Du
mom?
bist Chef von KP, du wohnst nicht hier.
Birdman. Birdman is Mikael, right? Right? First things first, it cannot be a coincidence that Mads went missing in 1986 near Winden Cave, and also Mikael winds up in 1986, November of 1986. November. there's something about November because it was also November 4th at 10:13 that Michael, Eunice's dad, said not to open the letter until November 4th, 2019 at 10:13 p.m., right? So there's something about November, or maybe it's not about November, but he left November 2019 and went back 33 years to November 1986. And then I think, and I could be wrong, I think Birdman is Mikkel. Also, why are all the birds dying? Also, does this mean that there's a possibility that Mads is still alive? And also, what is the connection between the serial killer in the 80s, who I think did take Eric, but did not take Mikkel? At least not yet. Hopefully never, since Birdman is possibly Mikkel. Also, how does Eunice's dad know that that's like a portal through time? I mean, he didn't know specifically that it was Winden Cave, but he said, he wrote, where's the crossing, right? Yeah, he wrote, where's the crossing on the map. So how did he figure it out? At first I thought he might be Mikkel, only because their names were similar. But what if the old man from the first episode, Helgi, or whatever his name was, is Mads? Also, what is going on with the therapist guy? Like, why is he so upset? I don't understand why he's so upset. So, all the birds are dying. Or all those birds died after the power did the thing. And then, I don't know if it happened at the same time, but Mikkel crossed over to 1986. Also, the dead body that they don't know who it belongs to. They said he had been dead for 16 hours, yet all of his stuff was from the 80s, like the penny even was from 1986. Walkman, cassette, music, all of it was from the 80s. So, was he actually killed in the 80s, but somehow his body was left in 2019 because of the portal through time? Like, are these kidnapped kids being held in 1986 somehow? In which case, like, how do they get to them? And also, like, how was Jonas? How was his dad figuring this out? Like, how did he have the map? How did he know about the crossing? Was he friends with Ulrich and Mads back in 1986? Like, why the black goo? Why the letter that can't be opened until November 4th at 10:13? Also, is the letter, like, was the grandma supposed to share the letter with everybody and she didn't? Or was it supposed to be for her? Like, also, what did it say? Also, they said that that his inner ear, like the little grains are all like fucked up, right? Now I have vertigo quite a lot, and it's because like the crystals or whatever get dislodged for, who knows why. And then it's really hard to like tell where you are and like stand up straight and all that stuff because your equilibrium is just fucked. is whatever that contraption is somehow like doing that? But how is it killing? Also, why does Ulrich's dad, like, where the fuck is he disappearing to all of the time? Why does he have blood on his jumper? Like, I don't think that he's the one that's the serial killer or that's killing these kids, but maybe he is, just in a different time. Or he's just doing something completely random that doesn't actually have to do with, like, that. And it's a red herring meant to, like, throw us off and make us suspicious, right? Okay. They said that Mads disappeared in Mother's Day 1986. Now, in the United States, Mother's Day is in May. But I do not know when it is in Germany, so I'm going to look it up. Because I know that it's not the same in every country. Okay, it's also in May. Cool. Okay, so I presume that means that Ulrich, or Mads, went missing in May, and Mikkel went to November. Now, I'm trying to remember what the difference... It was June. It was June in the first episode, wasn't it? It was June 19th, maybe? June 21st. Okay, it was June 21st in the first episode. And then it jumped to November. Okay. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but I'm just writing stuff down. Also... Mads was 12 and Ulrich was 15. He also looked close to 15 there, so I wonder if his brother had already gone missing when Mikkel showed up. Katarina is the mom. Sorry, that was my question. So that means that Mikkel went back and saw both of his parents, like... But they don't remember seeing a kid. Like, you would think that... Okay. So, when you're 15, 16, a random kid shows up at your house. You see that kid. Later, like, sure, granted 33 years, you have a kid that looks just like that kid. Would you not remember that? Because I feel like I would be like... Why does my child look like the same kid that showed up at my boyfriend's house when we were like 15 years old? Because that's fucking weird. No? I don't know. You would probably just dismiss it as coincidence, right? Because you're going to be like, there's no way. Like that. Like, how would that even cross your mind as a possibility, honestly? So I'm not going to blame them for that. But I'm just saying. Okay. So I'm going through my notes. So there was also red soil. So red soil for that murdered kid. I don't know what that means, but maybe at some point we will find red soil. So we gotta like remember this. Also, I'm still curious as to what they were getting rid of from the nuclear plant. Now, it looked like hazardous materials that are not marked as hazardous. My assumption is that they're selling it. However, it could also be some fucked up experiment. It could also be something super dangerous, like they mentioned Chernobyl, or they referenced it in the newspaper that Mikkel saw when he realized like what the fuck's happening. So I don't really know. I think that obviously this is going to have something to do with the power plant. Again, unless it's just this huge red herring and I'm just fucking following it all the way down. So the Birdman, aka Mikkel, I think. I mean, it seems kind of obvious, right? Like, although I don't know, because he had a newspaper that was very old that said, "Where is Mikkel?" But Mikkel went missing in 2019. So if it's Mikkel, it doesn't make sense. Unless he went through the cave again and went into the future? Like, I don't know how you control when you go in the cave, I guess. So it's also possible that it's like maybe Mads went like way into the future, but whoever it is would have to have the newspaper from 2019. So they would have had to have been currently here in 2019 after Mikkel went missing to have the newspaper, right? Unless the device controls where he's going through time, but it doesn't make sense how he would have the newspaper still. My plan, or my theory is dwindling in front of me. There's just so much. I'm trying to like connect it all and figure out like how it fits, and it's a lot. It's only episode 2, so I know I'm not supposed to figure it out yet, but it's like there's so many puzzle pieces. I need more information, I think, to try to put them together. Like, why is the therapist guy so upset? And how does his dad know that something happened, and how does he know that it's happening again? Like, how was he correct about that? Unless it happened to him at some point. But what happened to Peter, aka therapist guy? It could still be Mikkel, Birdman, because he has the contraption and he's reading books about like a journey through time, and he has all of these like interesting like theory things on his wall, and he's like jumping around in time. But it could also be Mads. It could be a character we don't know yet, that somehow got trapped in like a cycle of traveling through time and not being able to stop. Maybe. I don't know, you guys. There's so much. I'm trying to figure it out. Also, I think that Bartosz, or that kid, I think that he should turn that phone in, because there's only 2 attempts left. It's Eric's phone. It could have information in it. Like, he could have been lured somewhere by this serial killer. I'm just saying serial killer. To be fair, I do not know how many people this person has killed, or if killing them is the main goal, or if it's like an experiment. Regardless, still serial killer if he's killed, multiple people. But I don't know. Anyway, my point is, there could be information on the phone that is valuable, so he doesn't need to keep trying to put the code in, because it's going to get locked out, and the police might be able to make something of it. They have hacker people, I assume. Speaking of serial killers and Eric, like, was that his body being dragged? I hope not, because, like, I feel for Jürgen, is that his name? Jürgen and his wife, and like their son is missing. And he's being tortured and blared at 80s music and in a weird room and like weird experimentation, and like if he's dead now, like that's horrific. I still have no idea how Jonas's dad, how his dad like fits into all of this. Like, he knows something about the crossing, he knows something about Winden Caves, he was keeping it secret. He wanted them to open that on November 4th at 10:13 for some reason. Maybe he figured out that that's when the portal was open. I don't know what all the black stuff is on him, and like why Jonas is dreaming about it. What the relevance of it is. I'm assuming it might have to do with the nuclear power plant, but again, that's just a guess. Maybe like the power plant is seeping into the soil and it's causing this to be activated somehow. I'm not a scientist, okay? Don't ask me how. Still don't know what's going on with Ulrich's dad. weird situation. There's a lot of dead birds. I feel like I was thinking that this episode would give me more answers, yet I feel like I just have 10 more questions, at least, probably 20, that I didn't have before. And I know even less. But I am still having so much fun trying to figure it out. I am sure being so far off base. Like, this is probably what's happening, and like this is where my guesses are, right? So I hope you guys are enjoying this and just laughing at how wrong I am. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see me inevitably be wrong again for the next episode, you can right now over on Patreon. If you're watching this on YouTube, that will be up. Yeah. While you're over there, you can also watch my entire full-length reaction to this episode and every single episode, all two at least, so far of Dark. That is over on Patreon as well. Yeah, I hope you're enjoying this as much as I am, and I hope to see you next time for more mystery. Until then, bye guys.